I bought the Kmart Bread Maker. I'm gonna try it for you guys. I actually did try it last night, but we're gonna make a loaf together today. It was so good. My friend Shannon, who I've known for nearly 30 years, she's always made bread since the day I met her, and she gave me her bread recipe, and she actually she bought the Kmart Bread Maker, this one, a couple of years ago because her other one broke, and she said it was great. So I bought this. We're gonna give the bread a go, see how it turns out today. I did cook some last night. It was good, but it was a little bit undercooked because I had to pull it out early to go pick up Johnny from work. So it was a little bit undercooked. However, it was really good. It was light and fluffy. It was awesome. And she thinks it's got to do with the flour that she's changed to. So I want to show you guys that too. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna give you guys a bit of a look at this, a bit of a review. It's $85. At Kmart. If you can't find it at Kmart and you have a Target, get it from there, because that's where I ended up getting mine from, because both my Kmarts were completely sold out. They are just in such high demand at the moment with everything going on, I think. So Target though, if you can get into a Target, they have them. All right, so just to tell you, in this box, you obviously get the bread maker. You get a kneading blade, which you just put into this bit. I'll show you in a second. This says a blade removal hook, because this can get stuck in the bread, but for me it didn't. It was fine, so I haven't used it. And Shannon said she's not used hers either. There is a measuring spoon in there, which does a tablespoon and a teaspoon. I've got my own, so I didn't use that. And then there's a measuring cup, which I did use just due to the measurements that Shannon gave me for hers, because it has 1/8 on it, which is what I needed. So these are the things that come included. This is the actual bread maker, and if you open it up, this is your little tin here that you cook it in, which you don't need to add like oils or anything like that, because obviously the mix has that kind of stuff in it. So it's good. It's got a little handle, and to get it out, because I got this stuck, so just so you know, I had to ring Shannon. It does say here lock and unlock, but you just have to turn it one way and then pull it up so it works. So when you're getting this out, when it's finished cooking, because you need to remove it straight away, you have to twist it with a T-tar and lift it up, and that's how you get it. So yeah, it's great. And then there's all these, it does come with a book that has like instructions and also recipes in it, but I use the recipe that I'm going to tell you guys today, which is Shannon's recipe. That's the one I used, and I just have it set on French, which goes for pretty much 4 hours, which is what she told me to do, and it's been fantastic. All right, ingredients that you're going to need. You're going to need flour. You don't use self-raising flour, and you don't use normal flour. You need a bread flour. This flour, I've tried other bread flours, and that's during COVID when I was making bread. It was always really dense and stuff. Shannon swears by this, and this is the one that I was actually gonna try next. This is on the bottom shelf at Woolworths. I think it's in Coles as well. I'm pretty sure it is. It's like $10.90. This box, if you're making it off the box, it says it makes 4 loaves. With Shannon's recipe, I'm getting around about 5 loaves, I think, because I didn't finish a whole bag. So inside here came 4 separate flour bags, and I didn't use the whole bag. So use this. It's a crusty white. I think that's why it was so light and fluffy and stuff. It was the best, honestly. Best I've ever done. So use this one if you can. And then you've got, and I've just put mine into a big glass jar from Kmart, which I got this. Let me show you. This jar I got from Kmart for about, I think it was like $6. It wasn't very expensive. And then they've got labels now, like a whole pack of labels is probably around 30 in there, I think, maybe even more, for like $5. So it was great. So I got this, just make it really sure it's really sealable. In that box, you also get yeast. I have not used the yeast out of the box because Shannon said the measurements for it was not enough, and you need scales to measure it out. It comes as one big patch. So she actually uses, she does measure that out when she can, but if she runs out, because it's not enough to do all the loaves out of this box, she uses this one, which is one I used during COVID as well. This is great. There's 12 in here. It's like $5 for the box, and they're all 7-gram. Oh, that's not it. That's the one out of the box. They're all 7-gram sachets. So it just gets mixed into the thing. You don't have to do it with water or anything like that. It just gets thrown straight in, all in this bowl. It's amazing. Then you need an oil, like a vegetable oil of some sort. I use this one. I think Shannon says she uses olive oil, so you can use that. You need a sugar. And you need salt. Table salt is better than having this. With this, I don't have any table salt. So I've had to grind this up into a bowl, and I've just got a spoon and really ground it up into a fine sugar. Her recipe calls for, I think it's like a teaspoon of salt. To me, that was too much salt in mine. I could just taste a lot of salt. It could be because I'm using this though. So I'm gonna do less than that today. I'm gonna do maybe half or just a pinch of salt or something in it. So we'll see how it goes. And then the last thing you need is lukewarm water. So not hot, not too hot, otherwise the bread will just collapse and it won't work. And not cold either. So it needs to be really sort of lukewarm, if that makes sense. Like more than room temperature warm. All right, so let's get everything out and together. And we'll put the measurements below, like I said, on what I do. But we're just going to, and you need to do it in this order, okay, for it to work, because it's going to get all mixed up and stuff. So do it in this order. So you're going to need 1 1/8 of a cup of water. Put that in first, lukewarm water. 3 1/8 of a cup of flour. So if you've got the Kmart Bread Maker, you can use this. It's got 1/8 on it. I'm actually going to get a Sharpie actually. Where'd the 1/8 go? And just make this darker, because when I was pouring it in I couldn't see it. On my measuring cups I do have a 1/8. This one's a 1/8, so my measuring cups I do have that. But if you don't and you've got the bread maker, then you can use this anyway. So don't be disturbed by that strange measurement. 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 teaspoon of salt. Like I said, I'm gonna do like half a teaspoon or a pinch of salt more so. 2 tablespoons of sugar. It's really important to make sure you have the right amount of sugar with the yeast for the yeast to work, okay? So make sure you do that. And then 1 packet of this, so 7 grams of yeast, this one. And this one, like I said, this one's a good one that you can just put it in and activate, so it's amazing. All right, so we're just gonna open this up. So you put everything into this base here. So I've just made that 1/8 darker, okay, so I can actually see it. 1 cup, can I see that on there? I mean, 1 cup's pretty much the whole thing, but I'm just gonna make sure I get the right. Yeah, it's so hard to see. It's right here. So that's to the top. To the top is 1 cup entirely. So going straight to the top for the 1 cup, and then if you need a 1/8 of something, go to the line. Water, 1 cup and 1/8. Flour is 3 cups and 1/8. 2 tablespoons of a vegetable oil of some sort. 1 teaspoon or pinch or half a teaspoon of salt. Like I said, mine tasted a bit too salty, so maybe that's because it didn't cook long enough. I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna put a little bit in this time. 2 tablespoons of sugar. This is important, like I said, to make sure you get this correct, because it reacts with the yeast, so it needs to be definitely correct. And then a 7-gram packet of yeast, or if you've got a big lot of yeast, just measure out 7 grams on scales. So you can see it's all in there. We're just going to close the lid. We're going to turn this on. Maybe the PowerPoint would help. Now, I think, oh yeah, so it's on, see how it's got a number 1? That means it's on basic. So I need it on number 2. So it's nearly 4 hours. And all you do is press start, and then it starts. So we can have a look at this part. So it starts mixing it, and then I'll show you it going into a bowl. So once it's probably after about 5 or 10 minutes or something, you might see in the corner here and here is where I saw it, flour was built up. Just get a spatula and just quickly push it down, just so it mixes up with the bowl. See how it's starting to mix and make a ball? Not quite yet while I push down the edges, but see how it's going up the edge and maybe not hitting it? If that happens in the next 10 minutes, you just need to get a little scraper and scrape it down. Alright, I'm going to scrape a bit of that so it sticks. Oh, sorry guys. There we go. Otherwise, if you don't, when it cooks, you're going to get a whole lump of flour on the edge, so you don't really want that. So I literally don't have to do anything at all now for the next 4 hours. So I'm going to go to basketball, and I will be back here at around 10 o'clock to actually check this and see how it cooks and show you guys how it turned out. Bread's ready, guys. I've got my breadboard here, and I've got a cooling rack. So kind of tip it out on here first, and then put it on here to cool down. Okay. Ooh, let's see. Now last night it came out pretty good, but
we get free bread.
Well, it's not free. I still got to pay for the ingredients, but it was cheaper than a loaf of bread. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, oh, the thing come out this time. Okay. Last night it actually got stuck on the middle bit there, but, well, it didn't get stuck in there, so that's good. This thing here. So, because you can see where the hole is. So it's got a little bit of a hole, not much though. It's probably only maybe that deep.
Can I taste the bread?
No, it's not ready. It's not going to be ready for ages. It's got to cool right down. Hey? You can.
I want to smell it.
I don't know. The top's really raised. I don't know.
That's good.
Have a smell.
It smells like yummy bread.
It smells yummy?
Yeah.
I need to cool it down. So I'm going to pop it on here and just leave it for a bit. And then I'll cut it open and show you guys what it looks like inside. All right, let's give it a cut. Ooh. The outside's crunchy. Yeah. Oh, cut. Ooh, look at that. Oh, how good's that? It's really, oh yeah, nice and soft. It's cooked much better than what it was yesterday, because I obviously left it in for the right amount of time, but I definitely won't cut any more because I can just feel it's really, really soft because it's really hot still. But there you go, there's the bread. I'm pretty impressed with that, honestly. It tasted good last night. I'm hoping it will taste good today, like better than it feel like tasting really salty like it did yesterday because I've put less salt. This outside is so crunchy, it's so good, but I think that's because, so rolls would be really good made out of that. I want to try rolls next, but I think it's that flour, because it does say, what's it say, crusty white, so I think it's designed to do that, whatever's in that flour. I don't know. I don't know much about that stuff, but yeah, I think this is perfect. And then I'm just storing it in this container I got from Kmart. It was like $12 and it was filled with all these plastic containers, which I don't know if I'll use those or whether I'll donate them, but it's a good size. I actually thought it was going to be higher, so it's probably a little bit big, but it's good for what it is. I could fit more than one loaf in here at least.